Hello, viewers. This is one for our Canadian friends and for those that follow Canadian politics. I want to have a look at Justin Trudeau. I've got a picture up and he's looking pretty worried, and so he should be. And for those that need some background on this, there are some very good articles about, but briefly encapsulating that scandal, which the news outlets are describing as a major political scandal. Trudeau is supposed to have lent or has lent or did lean on his Attorney General, who has since stepped down, to go lightly on a Quebec-based engineering firm, SNC-Lavalin, instead of pursuing criminal prosecution, to pursue financial penalties instead for a crime relating to a suspected bribing of the Libyan government during the Gaddafi regime. So the Attorney General said there, or the former Attorney General, Jody Wilson-Raybould, said there were repeated pressures coming from Trudeau and his aides to drop this prosecution or drop investigation into the company and instead go lightly on them. We've had other cabinet ministers now resign over this as well. It doesn't seem to be dying down. Trudeau is known for his progressive image, of course. He's been a bit of a poster boy, if you like, for democratic liberalism. What sort of motivation would he have had to do that? Well, the firm that he wanted special treatment, or allegedly wanted special treatment for, is a significant employer of jobs in Canada. So we've got an election in Canada coming up in October. We've got very, very far right-wing challenge to Trudeau. You know, what are the people of Canada going to do? What's their alternative? They've got Trudeau, who's potentially misused the office, and the alternative is the far right-winged candidate. And of course, the smearing that's going to go away, you know, which is involved in a major political scandal. We only have to look at Ralph Northam and the controversy surrounding his governorship to know that things do not go away. So what's it going to be for Justin Trudeau? We'll look at how damaging has this political scandal been for Trudeau. What do we need to know around the conditions around that? Will he actually survive it? Yeah. If he does, he's just going to hang in there by the skin of his teeth. But yeah, how damaging is this for Trudeau? I'm getting that politicians do create enemies, and he's created enemies as well as a result of this. We've got the Page of Swords, which is really the prying open of the truth. This is what I meant when I said scandals don't go away. Political scandals just deepen. They take on a life of their own. What is challenging to Trudeau is his relationship with this engineering firm, SNC-Lavalin. This is what's challenging him, and indeed it's going to put his relationships with other big business in Canada under the microscope. The foundation of this reading is homecomings, celebrations, the Four of Wands. Okay, so I think there's actually going to be some kind of resolution, I think, to this. I'm unsure of what Trudeau is actually doing at the moment, but I think there's going to be some kind of resolution here. I don't know what that is. In the past, we've got the deep support for Trudeau. He's enjoyed, as I said, he's got this progressive image. He has been the poster boy for Canada for a long time. Comes from a dynasty of political family dynasty. and he has really been looked up to. He's enjoyed a high level of support, but he also has his critics as well. Some of them have come through my feed. What's hanging over this, he's going to retreat in some way. So I'm seeing some kind of resolution. He's going to retreat in some way. He's going to handle this in some way. Now, I don't know how he will handle this, but he is going to, because we've got the Four of Swords here. He's also been wounded by this as well. That's the other aspect of this. So the Four of Wands can be how people saw Trudeau, and how that is actually going to change because of the prying open of the truth around this political scandal. There is some retreat here indicated. Yep. He's going to be quite isolated on this one. This is the Hermit. He's actually going to, it'll be interesting to see how he does get out of this, if he does get out of this, because he's not supported on this one, not supported at all. Yeah, there's going to be some kind of offer here. The Page of Cups comes with an offer. I thought there might be. This reading is showing that it's really wounded him, politically really wounded him, and that there's going to be some sort of offer, counter offer come forward to try and mitigate the losses here for Trudeau. The environment around is the Wheel of Fortune. Generally, this means that things are going to change for the better. It could be he's over the worst of it, and that whatever this action, this offer or proposal that he's going to take in the future, and we know what politicians do to try and move the scandal on to smoother waters. They set up bodies that examine political corruption. They put watchdogs in. They say, okay, we've learned our lesson. We did this because, this firm was a major employer, and now we're going to set up a watchdog committee, watchdog organisation that reports to Parliament so that this never happens again. However, it could be something like that he might do. Now, the hopes and fears here. So the hope is that he will reconnect emotionally with his electorate, and the fear is that he's lost them, that there's just going to be too much negative emotions surrounding this for him to win the election in October. We've got the Queen of Swords coming forward here. Now, this is stability. It's also truth. It's also logic. So I'm feeling that as that truth is prized open, there's just in some way he's going to manage this so that it's not going to mean that he will have to resign, for example. I don't think it's going to get to that. Actually, I'll just pull a clarification card. Yeah, I thought so. So there's victory here for Trudeau in this. So that was my feeling. The Six of Wands comes forward as somebody who's triumphed over a particularly negative situation, or has had a battle and has taken some sort of victory in some way, and this victory is supported by the people. He's always been some politician that can appeal to the masses, and I think that this will, in some way, he'll be able to move on from this scandal in an authentic way that keeps the support of the people intact. However, it's really wounding him at the moment, absolutely wounding him at the moment. Let's have a look if he's going to win the election. So if he does find a way to move on temporarily, or he finds a way to manage this in his own best interests, and there are many ways that he can do that. He's certainly, I've seen him operate where there's been fairly hostile crowds. He understands how to regain the crowd's support under fairly, I guess, tenuous circumstances. He's able to strengthen bids, but strengthen support. But has he gone too far this time? And we've got the election coming up in October with that far right candidate party, the equivalent of the Tory party over in England. Is Justin Trudeau going to win in October, or is this going to cost him? Will Trudeau take the election in October? Trudeau take the election in October. Will Trudeau take the election? I'm getting that a lot of it's going to be because there's no one else. There's not a viable alternative here. We've got the Ten of Swords, so he's going to be restricted, which is saying that his margin for winning is going to be, if he does win, because we're not to the end of the reading yet, is actually going to be very slim because he's going to be severely restricted. I'm not saying there's going to be a hung parliament, but there's some sort of a restriction here on him. And the what is challenging him is the sun, the illumination that's come from this scandal. This reading's directly linked to that, and it is the people. The people's satisfaction is not there as much, and it's challenging. It's going to challenge his win. The foundation of the reading is Trudeau himself. Now, the Nine of Cups, of course, is the it can be abundant. It is abundance. It is abundance health. It's abundance wealth. It's sometimes the miracle card. It's a yes card in some ways we're saying that yes he is, but he's going to be restricted. But it can also point to arrogance and smugness. And really, I think this is going to go against Trudeau as well. And in the past, we've got the King of Pentacles. Here is this connection with big business here. Now, I know that, he makes those decisions according to the economic needs of Canada, but they're not always popular decisions. What's hanging over this is the runs that he's already got on the board. This is the Four of Wands. This came up as the foundation of that past reading, that last reading, which showed that he will manage this political scandal in some way, albeit emerging as restricted in some way. Now, this Eight of Swords is also a sacrifice and self-sacrifice as well. So we've got the Four of Wands here, and of course this is celebrations. In the immediate future, again, we've got the Hermit card. So there's a degree of isolation happening with Trudeau in the lead up to the election as a result of this situation. Now, you did see me shuffle those cards. And when I do put them back in the pack, I put them in I space them in the at certain intervals. So the shuffling obviously brings cards forward as they are meant to come forward, and this is him at the moment, in the position of him at the moment, facing that truth. The prizing open of the truth here. And we've got the Environment card again, the Wheel of Fortune, luck changing. So this is really mirroring the last reading. The hopes and fears, of course, is the past. People will support him because they will want to go back to a happier time. They won't want to take a chance on a far right-wing candidate at all. This is really going back to a more innocent time. That's what they're hopeful of. They're hopeful that the politics can be cleaned up. Indeed, Trudeau will be restricted in some way as a result of what's gone on. But are they wanting to change? He's going to, this is the Page of Cups, he's going to win, but with a smaller majority, okay? So people are going to be turning away from him in October, but not enough that he would lose the election. And we've got just clarifying that people are wanting strong economic management in Canada. It appears that Trudeau, despite his political scandals, actually does deliver that. He's able to actualise this economic health, albeit, this scandal is around his support of big business and pressuring his own Attorney General, really around trying to keep those jobs for Canada. This is why he's going to get elected. His majority won't be as large. He will have a falling away of support. He will be restricted in some way as a result of that political scandal. However, people will still support him. enough will support him to win the election. A lot of it's going to be based around his economic management of the Canadian economy here, that he is able to actualise economic stability for Canada, albeit that those relationships with big business are coming into focus here. So we can see, in relation to predictions through the tarot, what we can see here that he's going to face over the next month or two, in the shorter term, in the immediate future, this scandal is going to actually really bite him, and he's going to be isolated on it. He's going to be losing some support. He needs to really come across quite humbly as well. But there will be a reduction in his margins at the October election. Interesting, isn't it? I guess if there was a viable alternative to Trudeau, other than this far right-winged movement that came forward under Trump, which we've all seen, if we think that Trudeau and his progressive image has been tarnished because of his relationships with big business, a right-winged alternative would. We know what Trump did: drain the swamp, and he actually excavated it down hundreds of feet and filled it again. Double over. So I'm thinking that Trudeau will be returned in October. That's what I'm seeing. So thank you, viewers, and I will read again for you soon. Thank you.